One civilian was killed and several were wounded as a result of a Ukrainian artillery attack against the city of Donetsk. Now, all of the city's districts were under fire on Thursday, including Kievsky district, where we are right now. Now, this is a crater made by a 155mm caliber shell made by NATO countries, and these are the types of fragments that were found right next to a maternity center right here. Now, this maternity center has been shelled several times over the years. We've made several reports from here. Now, this particular place is a home to those kids who were born prematurely, and at the time of the attack there were at least 11 patients inside. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Shell fragments were seized at the scene of the incident, which will be transferred to the investigative authorities for further examination. The shelling was carried out by 155mm artillery systems, and net fragments from such a shell were found at the site. At the time of the attack, only newborn children were in the hospital, being treated at the maternity and the childhood center.
This part of the maternity ward is dedicated exclusively to the prematurely born children. Now, at the time of the strike by Ukrainian nationalists, there were at least 11 kids here. Miraculously, every single one of them had survived. However, the building itself suffered sustainable damage. This hospital in particular was struck by Ukrainian nationalists at least 5 times, as I remember it, and this is not the first time that we're filming here.
What is the most terrible thing for a family, for a mother? Perish the thought to lose a child. Of course, there are situations, for example, difficult childbirth, trauma due to some circumstance or something else. This is a tragedy that the doctor lives with till the end. Imagine a situation when everything has stopped. You can't get out and your children are patients here.
There were 2 strong explosions. The first was smaller, everything dissipated somewhere in the distance. And then there was a huge explosion. I could hear the cluster bombs flying. They were on the roof, everywhere. Very scary. We are already tired of these circumstances. Of course, it's very hard on our nervous system. My hands are shaking, there is no sleep, it's very hard.
The entire city of Donetsk has been under shelling constantly that resulted in deaths and injuries of civilians. Ukrainian nationalists are using all sorts of weapons of various calibers, and that includes regular weapons and those that have been banned by various conventions around the world. And of course, I'm talking about cluster munitions. Now, this is what they look like. This is a piece of a string that it's attached to, and it breaks down into, when it explodes, breaks down into smaller pieces like this that can pierce a body, can pierce windows, and cause all sorts of damage. Now, these types of weapons are usually used by Ukrainians against residential areas and against civilians. Roman Kosarev, RT, Donetsk Republic.